Call the meeting to order.
Recording in progress.
Please welcome everyone. Please join us for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We had an addition to the agenda. What was it?
Second representative to the solid waste management district.
I have no remarks. Open public comment for items not on the agenda. Please limit it to 3 minutes each. Do we have any? That'll be short. Emergency management, sir.
Well, good afternoon. I'll be as short as the other two comments here. So I'll just bring you up to date where we are and what's been not happening. And not happening is we haven't experienced a ton of emergency stuff this year, and that's always a good thing when we can say that. But we are still in the process of moving the EOC from the Edson house up here. It's been a little bit delayed because of my timing and we still need to move a significant amount of files from the old police department stuff. So we'll be in the process of doing that because we have to look at a lot of it that has to be saved for life, and some of it has a life on it that we can shred. So we've been, working our way through that, and that's taking some time, but it will happen. And then having some of the radios removed. Fortunately, a lot of the radio equipment is already in there from the old police department and the sheriff's department. So a lot of that will save some money from not having to move some of that. I did want to say that this time of year, that I guess we're going to start seeing tonight, long periods of rain. And long periods of rain brings lots of good things, but it also brings lots of bad things. So we'll be monitoring that with the state and through this emergency management through the state as time goes. This is the hurricane season, so pay attention to that, although let's, again, knock on wood. The generator here is done, as you all know, but there's still another hump that I haven't told you yet. There's another hump where Vermont Emergency Management has to come down and sign off that. So that was supposed to happen today, but they never made confirmation, so I don't know when that will happen, but it's not an issue, it's just a thing we need to do. I'll be attending Army Corps of Engineers for a Ball Mountain and Townsend Dam and then donation map training. That's all done through WebEx, so I'll be attending that. And for any of the select board that's interested, and I would suggest that you think about it, and if you don't want to do this class, ICS, Incident Command, is set up not only for emergency services, but it's all set up for town officials. So town officials can and really should take this. It'll give you a really good handle on what goes on. Tuesday, May 14th, I'll email this to you.
I think I've already emailed them.
Oh, you did? Okay. I guess you already have that. So darn it, sign up. Tuesday, May 14th, it's ICS 402. It's an overview of the whole system. You register online, and it's a virtual class from 1 to 5. So in the comforts of your own home, you can attend that class. And for the most part, that is all that I'm going to keep you entertained with, but I'll answer any questions if anybody has anything.
Jim?
I didn't say over there, but.
Jim? Jim? Do you have to have anything before the ICS 400?
Any classes
Yes.
before that one? No.
Okay,
However, this class comes up kind of regularly, and the state runs it, but there's not anything at all. This is the one, and there'll probably be another one July and August again. So,
thank you.
you're welcome. All right, call me if you need anything.
Town admin report?
Okay, the townwide mailing of the special town meeting warning and solid waste information was printed on Tuesday and sent out on Wednesday. This information is available on the Town of Vernon website. The public informational meeting on the solid waste articles that are scheduled to be held on May 29th is all set. The town clerk has coordinated with VCTV and interpreters. The federal audit. I've been working with the treasurer on the federal audit requirements. We've addressed every single item on that list. Everything looks good, and the treasurer should have her final implementations to present to the board at the next meeting. I emailed the state the grant agreement for the local hazard mitigation plan services grant. Yesterday, I composed a request for proposals for the local hazard mitigation services that will be needed. Jim's reviewed it, and I'll be sending that out tomorrow morning. I need you each copy. And Native Plant Trust. So we had been approached last year, and they had done a survey last summer, and so there's a very brief report, and I need you each a copy. So that came to me in an email recently. And that's all I have.
Thank you very much. Any questions, Jeff? Jim?
Nope.
Jim? No. Thanks. Minute approval. Regular meeting of the 16th. And the emergency meeting of the 30th. We may do it either individually or together.
Madam Chair,
Yes, ma'am.
I move that we approve the minutes of the regular select board meeting on Tuesday, May 7th, and the emergency select board meeting of Tuesday, April 30th, as written.
Second.
16th.
What did I say?
7th.
You said 7th,
Oh.
16th?
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
7th, April 7th. and
Friendly
April
amendment,
30th.
friendly
Still
second.
second.
Okay.
I'm gonna change my mind.
All those in favor, Jeff?
Aye.
Jim?
Second.
Jean?
Aye.
I said, I also would pass. Okay, warrant.
Madam Chair,
Yes, ma'am.
I move that we approve payment of the following warrant. 21T accounts payable, $1,815,950.03. That includes our third installment of our school taxes. 16S payroll, $9,251.57. 17S payroll, $10,048.80. And 18S payroll, $8,829.78.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion? All those in favor, Jeff? Jim?
Aye.
Jean?
Aye.
Aye. New business. Mr. Town Clerk.
Madam Chairman, members of the board, we have a couple of cemetery deeds for your signature tonight. One would be for Suzanne Colley for 3 plots and corner lots in South Cemetery, and another for Phil Bailey, which would be a single lot and corner markers in North Cemetery. As you may recall, back in 2016 at the town meeting, the town implemented a variable rate structure for cemetery lots, with out-of-towners paying $300 per plot plus corner markers, town residents paying $150 per plot plus corner markers. So the Colley deed is at the out-of-town rate, so that's a total of $1,100. The Bailey deed is at the in-town rate for a total of $350. And if we could, I would like you to entertain both at once.
What? Do we have a motion?
Madam Chair, I move that we approve the cemetery deeds for Suzanne Colley, Lot 56A, Plot A through C, in South Cemetery. Okay, for a total of $1,100. And for Philip Bailey, Lot 549, in the North Cemetery, for $350.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion? All those in favor, Jeff?
Aye.
Jean?
Aye.
Jean?
Aye.
And an aye, the motion carries.
And I'm gonna pass these around so we can, get those signed and done up, because Mr. Bailey's wife is being buried on Saturday.
He has our condolences. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tim.
You're welcome, have a good night.
Good job. Thank you. Okay, cemetery fence. This is Sherwin.
This is, I don't know where to stand over here. This is a project that we had started kind of last year. We had two projects last year, Tyler and the North Cemetery, and kind of decided that North was more of a higher priority for us than Tyler was, so we addressed that. The pricing that we had for Tyler last year carried over to this year, and strangely enough, the price, when I called, price went down a penny. Strange as it is, went down. So I think everyone has their quote. Every other quote we had was higher, much, much higher. And so we want permission to take this out of the Tyler Fund so we can get started.
Jean?
I have a question. So I see that this is aluminum
Right?
that's
No,
white, which
it will look
makes
pretty
me
much-
think that it's gonna need maintenance. Like, why not vinyl?
It will last longer. Aluminum won't stand up.
You mean vinyl won't stand up?
Vinyl won't stand up, especially with plows going through and throwing snow at it. This was his recommendation because we went through all different types. We decided against wooden. That's not.
Yeah.
But this was his recommendation, and he's able to set it back just a little bit further too. There's enough room to set it back just couple feet further back as well.
Jim?
Have we worked with Monadnock fence before?
Yes,
And we have good experiences with them?
yes. And actually, the person from Monadnock is originally from Vernon.
That explains the penny. What is your pleasure, board?
And you weren't able to get any other pricing?
Oh, we did.
Oh, you said
It was, the lowest one above this was, more than 10,000 more. It was over 80,000.
All right, I'd like to make a motion that we spend $71,141.49 out of the available $155,132.54 Tyler Fund balance for this aluminum fence by Monadnock Fence Company, Inc.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any further discussion? All those in favor, Jeff?
Aye.
Jim?
Aye.
Jean?
Aye.
Aye, the motion carries. You have your
Thank you.
fence. We would like to hopefully have a snow fence put in front of it in the fall. So the plows, the snow won't hit so bad. That's what we're doing. Request to use the Vernon War Memorial for the annual Memorial Day service, May 27th, 2024. I believe I saw somebody here for this.
Good evening, distinguished people of Vernon. My name is Alan Brose. My wife and I reside at 42 Breezy Acres Drive. And this year we received an email that indicated that there would be no memorial service on May 27th. I was appalled. So I called MJ to my left, and together the Vernon Memorial Day Committee is henceforth asking your permission to go forward with a May 27th celebration.
Board? What is your pleasure?
Okay.
Jean?
Who told you that they weren't gonna have it? Who sent you that?
Well,
I'll take that.
go ahead.
My name is MJ Woodburn, and
Yes.
I live with my husband on Pond Road. I'm also known as the lady on the hill when I mow. I went to the board, and I said if I had gotten off the board last fall, and I went back, and I said, is there anyone that has an interest? There's been a lot of illness, accidents, getting older, and they had taken a vote even before I got there and said they were not going to do it. Since I've been the one to do it for the last 3 years anyway, I said, would you mind if I did it? And Heather sent me the names of some people who had shown an interest. Alan was one of them. So I emailed everybody and I said, let's form a committee called the Vernon War Memorial Day Service, and that's what we've done. And we've had an amazing response this year. We always do, but it's different this year.
Do we have any, does the town have any responsibilities for insurance when people use one of our facilities like that? And it's covered though, right?
It should.
That's what I thought.
Shouldn't be a concern, liability-wise.
We had always done this at the chapel, and, you know, this is a blessing of COVID, because we couldn't get in there, it was hot and stuffy and smelly, and now it's in this fabulous outdoor venue, and it just gets better and better every year.
Madam Chair, I'd like to make a motion that we allow them to use the facilities for the Veterans War Memorial Annual Memorial Day Service on May 27th, 2024.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion?
I have a
Yes.
question,
Yes.
because we have a Memorial Day committee.
Those are for the people that put the flags out.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, that's wonderful. Yes, maybe we can
I
all
just
work together.
It sounded like the
Yes.
same committee twice,
It's
so I
beaten
went.
No,
It's Pete Management.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
so all
Thank
those
you.
in favor? Jeff?
Aye.
Jim?
Aye.
Jean?
Aye.
How you vote? Motion carries, thank you, and you chose a good one to contact.
I'm sorry?
You chose a good person to contact.
Ah,
And
yes.
vice versa, let me tell you, he's
We are
like,
moving very quickly, and
Yeah, that's
it's a real
good.
challenge, and I thank you ever so much.
Thank you.
thank you.
Vermont Fish and Wildlife, Luke Groff, request to install trail fins.
He's going to be joining us via Zoom.
Is he on there?
He is on.
He's not.
Hmm.
Well, maybe he'll come. ARPA funding request for Friends of Vernon Center. Oh, there you I knew I saw you someplace.
I'm Tom Rappaport. I'm the Vice President of the Friends of Vernon Center, and we are the proud owners, creators, operators of the Governor Hunt House Community Center that is now open and very busy. The Friends of Vernon Center requests that the Select Board designate ARPA funds in the amount of $40,000 for several necessary capital projects at the new Governor Hunt House Community Center. And I believe that our president, Arlene Palmeter, has sent a written request to you. And hopefully that sets out in sufficient detail and supported by whatever estimates and so forth she had collected to inform you about the projects we have in mind. But for the sake of the audience, I'll just summarize briefly. Last fall, while the initial round of capital improvements were underway, the Governor Hunt House Community Center opened its doors and began offering a diverse assortment of activities, workshops, classes, and so forth, and made its facilities available for private events as well. And for the first time, the community center remained open and active throughout the winter and fall seasons. As a result of operating in winter temperatures and shorter periods of daylight, we discovered additional work on the building and grounds that needs to be completed for reasons of safety and comfort. Approval of this funding request would enable planning and implementation of work to maximize energy efficiency and completion of electrical work for safety and efficiency. This includes winterization of the newer portion of the building, the purchase of equipment necessary for maintenance of the center, and completion of safety and security improvements throughout the property. The Friends of Vernon Center has secured contractors' quotes for many of the capital expenditures and has made estimates for others based on actual needs. And that's basically the summary.
Word?
Madam Chair, I move that we designate $40,000 of ARPA funds to the Friends of Vernon Center for their projects at the Governor Hunt House Community Center.
Is there a second? Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, Jeff?
Aye.
Jim?
Aye.
Jean?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries, you have your funds.
Thank you.
Thank you. Neighborhood watch signs. Neighborhood watch signs, do you want to bring the board up to date or? Okay,
I don't see anybody here to speak to it.
all right, well,
David Walker was going to be here as well,
Oh.
but maybe he's not here.
Russ nor David's here.
right.
Okay.
Okay, we will need an executive session for potential redevelopment project at Northstar.
I do not see Patrick yet.
Which is too efficient.
We whipped through it really, really quickly.
Yeah.
It's because people do their work.
That's the last item on.
That's the last item on here.
Actually, we have the representative for the Solid Waste Management District.
Right.
Oh,
We need a alternate representative for the Windham Solid Waste Management District. So, anybody want to volunteer? Don't all jump at once. Meet once a month.
Once a month? Like, when are their meetings? Do you know?
It should be in here someplace.
Oh, yeah.
The second Thursday of each month at 7 o'clock. We could appoint Brandon, he's not here.
Because that's
what
Tom
a
was
great
doing
idea.
that?
I'd like to nominate Brandon.
Tom was.
Tom was doing it,
He's
right?
gonna be voluntold.
Not fair, not fair.
I think so.
No,
That's how-
he's working on the farm, you know that.
I know that.
It's not an excuse.
It all work.
He could have zoomed
He
in.
could have zoomed in.
On the tractor?
Yes, with a little phone, just.
But Brandon would be good because he's been working with
He's been
solid
working.
waste. We could appoint him, and if he says no, we just have to bring somebody else.
Yeah.
Does it have to be a select board member?
No?
Why don't, well,
I see some
we asked
potential
the community,
volunteers out
because
in
there
the
were others
audience.
that were interested in our
We just,
trash issues here.
we just have to have the form submitted by April 1st.
April 1st? We're right on that.
That's okay. I could submit the form and then I could
Okay.
submit the alternate rep after.
We'll put that on for next meeting, and David's here. Right, next meeting. Hi, David.
Hi there.
You want to update us on the neighborhood watch sign saga?
You just volunteered.
We have one in our neighborhood already.
Didn't know I was updating. Well, first off, I will bring up for the sideline bosses, this is the state book from the
Yes.
state of Vermont.
Okay,
And in this book, it states that they have taken on the MUTC for all signs. That's this book.
Oh, my word.
okay,
So I'm just going by what we're told to do.
okay.
You guys can adopt a policy and change it. But I would check on the height restrictions,
What do they recommend?
7 feet.
7 feet.
7 feet.
Because in one of those emails, Marco brought up, you could put them underneath the road name sign, but he also said, remember your height,
So is it
So-
7 feet to the top or 7 feet to the bottom?
the bottom.
Right.
And the road signs are 7 feet right now, aren't they?
Yep,
The roadsides are at 7 feet?
yep. Some are higher, because they might have a sign underneath, so you bring them up higher. And that's why I'm wondering if Marco's thinking that all our signs are up higher.
Is it a bother to bring them up higher? Is that something you can just undo a bolt, raise it up a foot and clamp it back on?
No, you gotta put a
No
whole
pole?
post in.
Yep.
What?
I'm not against the signs, it's just that
You're not
the
going to be.
rules I gotta go by, but you guys can change it.
Yeah. We can make an ordinance that says it can be
Policy.
policy.
Yeah, we want
Yeah.
policy, not an ordinance.
No.
Ordinance work.
Policy,
Yeah.
adopt a policy.
But even if it's
But if it's down lower,
less than the 7 feet, I don't think you want that.
now what is the purpose of the 7 feet?
So anybody walking around the signs, don't hit them.
So there is a good reason for it.
I mean, you can
Yeah.
check with them and see what the lowest they would allow,
Well, that makes sense.
but also remember, you're using ARPA money, that's federal.
Yeah.
Federal regulations.
And we know how that works with this generator now.
It's a good idea to follow the rules. Yes,
So, just keep everything in mind.
thank you very much. Makes sense.
And that's what we wondered about.
Can we table this and look into what we can do on having it lower than 7 feet? See how they feel about that, or?
I can tell you how I feel.
I know how I feel about it too. I think the signs are a good idea. I've seen communities where it was quite successful, and the concept I really like. I do not like us being responsible for somebody whacking their head on one of these signs.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
That's what it says.
So if you just put up another sign, David,
Yeah.
where would you put the sign? Another, if you put up a second sign?
If you put them on another signpost,
Mhm.
we'd have to raise up the street signs, all of them. If
Even
you're
if
gonna do it that way.
Even if you put it on a different post?
What if he puts in his own
Oh,
pole
yeah,
in?
he can do his own post like he did last year.
Okay,
I think he was trying to avoid that expense of buying all the posts
Yeah.
Right.
again.
you know, that might be a lawsuit, would make that look like small change. Or something.
Yeah, no kidding. You know, you think of people even on a bicycle, which, I
Yeah.
mean, the 7 feet is kind of a little tight. You could just like wobble at the right moment and be
That would be
right
neat.
into a sign. So, yeah.
I hate to lose having the possibility of these signs, but I really agree that we shouldn't be clamping them onto the road signs at lower than 7 feet.
No, they put several up on their own posts already. He was just trying to
Save money.
be able to do a lot more signs and spend a lot less money.
Well, it's gonna come back to us for funding if they're gonna add posts to it, and that's gonna increase the cost dramatically.
Yes, it does.
We have that figure.
Hmm?
We have that figure too.
Do we?
She's on top of everything.
So the figure without the posts, $786. With the posts, $1,571. I think $800 in lieu of liability is worth it.
That's for the total?
That's not that bad.
That's not bad. What is your pleasure, board? Jeff, you haven't weighed in on it.
It sounds a good idea. And so for posts, there's an extra $800.
They're very expensive, and I know that the shipping is ridiculous. Because they're odd size and length, and they're very heavy.
Wait, yeah. Has he already said how many he wants to get? Is he
Yeah, he
committed
gave us
to
a
that?
map.
30.
Yes, Vernon.
Does that include replacing the one from way back when, before dirt was invented, that's on Newton Hill? That is right across from David's.
It has
I-
historic
Relic.
significance.
It does, and it's certainly not 7 feet up.
Oh, it is concerning, then that should probably come down.
There you go. Now it will disappear.
We'll put it in your yard.
I'm sorry, even with my hearing aids, I can't hear you. So.
We'll put it in your yard.
Put it in your yard.
Okay. Then it will definitely be lower than 7 feet because maybe I could.
No, it does.
So then make sure it's correct.
So that 1571 would cover all of them.
1571, let's see, actually, 1571, I'm looking at this now, is for the posts alone, for the freight alone is 300. It's close to 300. Just to ship it, plus the 7 feet.
What, are they gonna hire a limo to deliver the posts in?
No, it's too expensive. Does he have it coming here, or does he have it coming to his house?
He has them going to the highway crash.
Oh, so that should be too.
if that's okay with you, David.
Guess it's gonna have to be, if they accept that.
This is only a quote. Quotes can be changed. If need be.
And we'd fund this with ARPA money.
That's what he's asking.
How much ARPA money do we have left? Will make a huge dent.
Well, we probably have over 200,000 after that last. After the money going to the comprehensive finance center. Yeah. And we had a little less than half, which is 3 something. So I'm guessing 250,
David?
200, because I don't know what else has come out of it
One
lately.
question, does he have anchors for those posts? Because they're supposed to be breakaway.
U-channel post?
Yep.
That's what he has.
Yeah, but does he have anchors for in the ground?
The only other thing I'm seeing is the 3/8 stride rivets.
That'd be the only other thing is you need. Short post, put in the ground first and get you to it so they break.
Maybe we should table it until
Do some more
we get an updated
research.
quote.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mhm. Okay.
Can we say, we think it's a wonderful idea, do some more homework and come back to us with a quote with requirements that's gonna make our highway department happy?
Yeah. Make our insurance company happy.
Definitely.
Okay, I see that our executive session has arrived. So we need, let's see. Everyone's gonna do this.
Can we include planning commission members?
Yes, yeah, I just sent you the which one you need to use.
Sandra? Is Luke?
Thank you.
Oh,
Do you want
Luke's
to
on?
them really quick?
Yeah, let's take Luke
Yeah,
quickly.
but,
Sorry, you guys can stay, we're taking Vermont Fish and
This time,
Wildlife
Jim.
quickly.
I think you're good.
Okay.
Hello, Luke.
Good evening. Thanks for having me. I'm sorry I'm late. I had 7 o'clock marked for some reason. Apologies.
Okay,
Well, you're on time then.
Right on time.
you have the floor, sir.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you having me. My name is Luke Groff. I'm a wildlife biologist with Vermont Fish and Wildlife. I work out of the Rutland office and I live in Danby, which is where I am right now. So I emailed the town. I called and then followed up with Shelley on an email about the possibility of putting camera traps. I'll explain what camera traps are in the town forest. I don't know about this year, but in future years. And the point of these traps is there's a rare turtle. It's a state endangered turtle found in Vernon, one of 3 places it's found across the whole state. So right now I'm teaming up with a group from the University of Vermont, the Federal U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, the Smithsonian Institute, on a big project trying to figure out best ways to find this turtle because it's small, it's really hard to see, it's not easy to detect. So one of the methods we're using are these camera traps, and I'm happy to show you a picture. If I can share my screen, is that okay? Just so you have an idea what these things look like.
Yes, it is.
Okay. Oh, it's disabled, so I guess I can't.
One moment.
Okay.
Our Google will take care of it.
Okay, try now.
Okay, try now.
Try it now. Okay. Perfect. Okay. So, you see in these pictures? This picture?
Yes.
Okay. So it's called a camera trap, but basically it's a 7-gallon bucket with standing on its head. It's got an entrance, it's got an exit. I cut the bottom off and replace it with this lid that lets light in, and then I have a close focusing trail camera or game camera suspended from the top. So basically anything that walks in gets its picture taken and walks out. And the turtle that we're looking for has every individual has a unique spotting pattern, different spots in different places on its shell. So we can actually be able to tell individuals using these traps. So that's what they look like. I've set them up in different places. I've had success. I found some spotted turtles at known sites, as well as other snakes and turtles and mammals and birds. Got bear paws, all sorts of animals in these. Sometimes we build these wing walls out of logs or something to sort of direct the turtles in there. But they're pretty non-intrusive, non-invasive, non-destructive, and they work. And this is a spotted turtle we caught in one of our traps last year. So that's what they are. I'm happy to answer any questions if there are any. But like I said, it's kind of a big project and there's a lot of moving pieces. So I don't know if all the pieces will fall into place for this year, but these camera traps are something that I'll be doing into the future. So if not this year, maybe another year if you all support that.
Yeah.
And I should say I label all the camera traps with my business card, so my name and number is on there if there's any questions or anything like that. People can get a hold of me.
How many separate cameras are you proposing to put in the forest?
Well, I have 18 cameras, so I haven't quite figured that out, but it would be probably between 5 and 10, something like that. The town forest for this turtle, it's got great habitat. The black gum swamps, the vernal pools, the upland forest. It's a beautiful place for turtles. The one thing that seems to be missing is permanent water where they can spend the winter. So maybe somebody in the room, has a better idea about permanent water near the town forest. But that's the one piece of habitat that I see is missing, potentially.
How many years would you propose leaving them there?
Oh, I would, if supported, I'd put those in probably April of some year and take them out in September. Probably be a one year thing to see how we do.
Okay.
So I don't know if it's of interest, but like I said, we get all sorts of animals in those bucket traps. So, if I can compile a list of what's seen, if that's of interest to anybody who birds or walks or spends time in the town forest.
You transmit those signals to the web, or you got to go and download the camera with a stick or something?
Yeah, it's not quite that fancy. It saves them to a SD card in the machine, and then I pull them out and swap them. Yep.
How many places do you have in Vernon that they are?
Well, I don't know how you define the site, but I think of it as one site. There's one site where they are, and then they move out during the summer. Like this turtle it's not like a painted turtle that spends the whole year in the pond, or a snapping turtle. It will spend the winter in the pond or the wetland, and then in the spring it goes out to these vernal pools or other wetlands where it forages and finds meals, and then it'll come back to the big wetland for overwintering. So it sort of does these migrations during the summer.
Quite a few years ago, the state listed 3 locations in town.
The state listed 3 locations. So I suspect I know the ones, but they're all in close proximity. So I think it's one population of turtles that uses multiple wetlands, if that makes sense.
One of them was quite far from there, but okay.
Interesting. Oh, 3. So there are 3 populations across the state, like hundreds of miles apart. That's one of the reasons this project is happening, because the 3 populations we know in the state are in different counties, 100 miles apart, and we've got habitat between these populations, so they must be there. It's just a matter of finding them.
Thank you. So, Board, what is your pleasure?
I was wondering if our Conservation Commission would like a cut on this.
Probably like to hear about it, yeah.
Yeah.
What is your pleasure? Shall we give them our vote of support?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any further discussion? All those in favor, Jeff?
Aye.
Jim?
Aye.
Jim?
Aye.
You have our board's support.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Shelley has my email, so if there's ever any questions or any need to reach out, please don't hesitate.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you. Have a great night.
Thank you very much. I will leave you to your meeting. Thanks for having me. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, I think it would just take one motion if you want to remember to go into executive session.
I'd like to make a motion that we go into executive session to include planning commission members for negotiating or securing real purchase of lease options under VSA 313A sub 2.
Is there a second?
Second.
And you did include the planning commission
Yes.
and Shelley.
And Shelley, yes.
All those in favor signify by saying aye. Jeff?
Aye.
Jim?
Aye.
Jim?
Aye.
Aye. We are in executive session at 7:16. We went to executive session at 7:16 and we came out at 7:39. No action was taken. Jean, not Jean, sorry Jean. Shelley, the Vernon Abbott Christian Home and the medium farm operation general permit public comment period. Are these something that we should be on top of or just FYIs?
Are those FYIs?
So the medium farm operation is pertinent to me.
Yeah,
Ah,
I
what
just
is it?
received that.
Okay.
I wanted to make sure that I got a note to
What
everybody
is
because I know
that?
everyone's got connections.
It doesn't.
The
Yeah.
state, they have farm operations separated by basically size, certain number of cows or poultry or any animal species. And so basically it's, I don't know, they kind of started that so that you get a fee that you gotta send to the state. In other words, if you have a lot of cows, large farm, you gotta give them $2,500. I gotta give them $1,500 a year to the state, and I forget what the smaller one is. And so they justified that as they hired people more to staff the water quality, state water quality department. So I'm paying for inspections of myself.
Okay.
And well, it gave some people state jobs.
And they talk about the farms going out. That's interesting.
So that's basically what
Okay.
I was like, I'm reading this going, I don't know what this is.
Yeah.
I'm surprised to see it.
Verifying
Maybe they just sent it out to everybody.
I wonder if this Vernon Abbott Christian Home is to their new greenhouse project, is that what it's referenced to?
I'm not sure.
Okay, just
I'm not
curious.
sure. I can't remember. Somebody had asked me about it. I'm trying to remember if it was Tim. It's not, no, that's a different facility. It's not an addition. Yeah, no other combination.
I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion
No,
carries.
say
We're
it like
adjourned at 7:43.